valor morghulis, valor doharis. For my non-Game of Thrones people out there, all men must die. All men must serve. Think about that. That is the truth of human existence. Whether you agree with it or not, all men must die. All men must serve. Valor morghulis, valor doharis. So, clearly this video is going to be a philosophical discussion. We'll be talking about this, some of that. Just bear with me. It's going to go in all kinds of directions. I'll be mildly rambly, and it might include some things you may not agree with. Or maybe you will. It's my thought process, so deal with it. And to that, let us begin. We are all born unto this world. All of us. And we don't get a choice in that, do we? We don't. We're just created out of nothing. Well, there's the science, there's the faith. I'm Christian, for background on this video. However, we don't get a choice in our creation. We are born, whether we want to be or not. We are thrust unto this world, unto its whims and its fancies. And we are born, and we will die. Valor morghulis, all men must die. We will die by the sword, by the gun, in the modern parlance. You might die of malpractice. Or you might just die peacefully in your sleep, best of luck. I mean, it does happen, but, I think that's more sugar-coated than anything else. Let's be real. But moving on. You will die, one way or the other, either violently or peacefully, or you will, regardless, you don't have a choice. You don't get a choice how and when you die. You don't. And, it's a little bit of a scary thought for some people, but you will die. You don't get a choice. When, the how, the where. And some people will already argue that, it's predetermined. And others will be, it's all at random. Whatever, dude. You gonna die. And you don't get choice when you die. No one chooses when they die. I mean, there are things you can do to stave off death. Certainly medical procedures. Chemotherapy is one, for example. Etc. You dead, boy. You dead. And here's the other thing that I think some people are not going to want to hear. All of us, every last one of us, goes into death alone. We all go into death alone. No one goes with us. Not like somebody holds your hand like, hey, let me take you to death. No, you go to death alone. And we don't know what exists in the great beyond with certainty. Now, I have my beliefs. You have your beliefs. Maybe you don't have beliefs. The fact is, none of us know what exists past death with certainty. I mean, again, I have my beliefs, but there could be nothing. Very easily, there could be nothing. I don't know. But regardless, that doesn't change the equation. Slightly, I suppose. But I don't really think it does. If there's nothing or if there's something. I'm coming from a Christian background. I'm ignoring other religious backgrounds. I just don't understand them with enough clearance to start explaining those, and I want this to be a kind of video anyways. The fact is, we go into death alone, and we don't know what's there. What matters is this life. And this life, let us talk about that. According to the philosopher Arthur I think it's Schnellpower or whatever. Life is suffering. And that's a kind of a cliche line at this point, but it's true. Life is suffering. I suppose there's some of you watching the camera right now, and you're all like, man, I'm insanely blessed. I've been blessed since the day I was born. I woke up. When I came out of my mother's womb, I just won like $1 billion in the Powerball, but she had a Powerball in my name.
and like, I'm rich, bitch. No. No. I mean, even our richest people in our society had to do something for their money. I mean, Jeff Bezos certainly worked to make Amazon. I mean, Tesla, yeah, he's a fucking rich South African. Had a lot of money in his name. Trump had a lot of money in his name, and all this, etc., etc., etc. They started for something, but they had to do something to keep that money, right? You know how many Kennedys there are that you don't hear about? Why don't you hear about those particular Kennedys? Oh, right. They're losers who just used the family money and lived the high life and never got anywhere. You hear about the ones who have political dynasties. That's what you hear about. People who did something. And, again, life is suffering. Life is not easy. There we go. Life is not easy, my friends. It is not. All of us must suffer at some level. Some of us suffer way more than others. Some of you might come from very rough family backgrounds. Some of you might have the dad who beat you all the time when he was home, and the mom who was drunk or on drugs the whole time, didn't give a shit about you, and you were just left to fend for yourself, or you fell in with a bad group of friends at school. Your parents were suburban people who were more concerned with keeping with the Joneses than caring about their children, and now here you are addicted to crack because your parents never actually cared enough to teach you or watch you or do anything, be involved in your life. I mean, it's all kinds. Or maybe you're just a person who was perfectly raised. I don't think that exists. That's bullshit. But anyways, the fact is, we all suffer at different levels, some more than others. To that effect, however, regardless, we are given no choice. We exist. We don't have a choice whether we exist or not. We are here. We are here now. Now, there's two choices in my mind. One, you could just sit back and be like, oh, yeah, the whims of fate. This sucks, but I'm just going to ride it out, man. It's all good. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people just, like, ride the whims and the waves of fate and life, man. And they, like, it works out for some guy people. I mean, seriously, some people, like, just live a good life because they just sat back and they just, just enjoy life, man, and just let it happen, dude. And then the other half did that and ended up addicted to crack, dying on the street at like 25 or less. You know what I mean? It's, if you just put yourself up to limits of life, good luck, man. I mean, you're going to just go wherever you are, wherever you were put into the socioeconomic structure. That doesn't even necessarily matter. I mean, there's a lot of rich people. How many rich people can you think of right now, or famous celebrities who died of a drug overdose on the street somewhere or wherever? I mean, they did honestly, like, the celebrity who dies of a drug overdose dies the same way as a homeless guy in the street does. I mean, let's be real. But if you let life happen to you, you're living on the whims of fate. There's a lot to be said about the whims of fate. There's a lot of human literature about the whims of fate. I wouldn't trust fate, my friends. The second option, of course, is to fight for everything you have. Fight for your life. Fight like it matters, because it does. It does, my friends. It does. You have to grab life by the balls and just take it so hard. Yeah, you get it. But anyways, you really have to take it. You have to just fight for everything you have. You have to struggle, because life is struggle. You are born unto this life. You don't get a choice, but you get a choice in the struggle to fight back, to make something of yourself, to build yourself to be what you wish, or as close to that as you can. Think about it. There's two ways. Bear with me here. Nietzsche. A lot of people hear the word Nietzsche and they're like, oh man, he's the philosopher said God is dead and nothing matters, so we can just like live our lives and just party, man, because like this is all just a joke. False. That is nihilism. And nihilism is just that. It's nothing matters. We're all going to go into oblivion in the end, so who gives a fuck? No. Nietzsche actually argues that God is dead and we have killed him. And if we have killed God, then we are the gods now. And therefore, we get to define our lives. We get to rise above the Christian slave morality and define ourselves and strive through this empty world and make ourselves the Ubermensch, the Superman, the man who walks through and defines his own life in utter control of what he does and seizes the moment, seizes the control, and lives the life he wants to live. There's a lot to be said for that. Because even in a Christian worldview, we should be doing similar. Now, here's the caveat. He made you. You belong to him. If you choose to follow follow Yeshua, and through Yeshua, Yahweh, or Elohim, or God. If you're a Christian who's just watching this, you don't know what I'm saying. I am saying Jesus. You should follow Jesus, and through him, God. But anyways, that aside, the fact is, that is what we seek. And that, Nietzsche's not wrong. It's a slave morality. In the sense that if you want to make it to the kingdom, you have to do these things. You must obey. You must be obedient. And here's my rules. Here's my laws. Do it or not. And to that effect, in our world, it's very easy to not see it that way. Americans are built specifically against that because we overthrew our monarchy several hundred years ago, and now we're like, fuck monarchy, fuck rules, man. And so the idea of following rules to achieve something is a little abstract to us. But the fact is this. Nietzsche wasn't wrong. It's a slave morality. You have to do certain things in order to achieve X. Achieving X is salvation, eternal salvation. If you're someone who doesn't believe in an eternal life, then, whatever. But if you're someone who does, who believes in eternal life, believes in salvation, you better be doing what he told you to do in order to attain that. And that's a different discussion. This is not the point of that discussion. If you're a Christian and you believe in God, you should be doing what he's telling you to do. You should be following his rules, his laws, all of that. But if you are non-Christian or someone who's particularly non-religious, then I don't know. You do you. But I think the ultimate fact is this. Christianity teaches, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. It's one of the two high commands. Love Yah with all your heart, all your being, and all your might, and love your fellow man. And unto that, I will say, miss loving God, following his laws and commands, but also coming together to fellow man. That's something everybody can get together on. If you want to live a good life, first off, you need to fight to achieve what you want in your life. We have a choice. God will tell us what to do to a certain end, but he doesn't ask to be stupid. We're not supposed to be lame little, just waves just sitting there in the wind, whatever. Just tell me what you want of me, Yah. No, we need to seize the day and go. And let Yah direct us in our course. He wants people, he wants doers. He wants doers. He does not want passive waves. We're going to sit back and just take it, man, and God's got me. Like, no, God doesn't got you. Maybe he does. It's not saying it's not possible, but he wants doers. He wants people who are doing stuff for him. Look at history. Look at Yeshua. Look at the saints. I come from a Catholic background myself, and a lot of the saints lived horrible lives, but they served him and they helped many, many people who were lifted from poverty by Christians who were trying to, charity or do other good works. A lot of people have been raised up just by being converted, and boom, 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 boom. So it's a thing. It's something we should all consider. And onto that, what I guess I'm trying to argue here is, who do you serve? Valor morghulis, yes. Alma must die. But valor doharis. Who are you serving? God or mammon? Are you serving... Where'd it go? Are you serving the pleasures of this world? Or are you serving Yahweh, our Elohim, our God, who made you and cares enough about you to actually want you to come to him? He made this entire universe, which, if you know anything, that's enough. I mean, just to exist is enough. I mean, praise be to Yahweh that we even exist and have this before us. But he cares enough about you to want you to come to him. So think about that. He tells you how to come to him. So check it out. And regardless, if you don't believe in Yahweh, that, whatever. I'm not judging you. I don't care. But what I'm telling you is this. If you don't believe something exists in the afterlife, right on. More power to you. I mean, that idea terrifies me, man. It just, that is one of my worst fears, is being dead and having nothing. I'm going to be completely honest. But if there is nothing, and you're a ballsy bastard, then what does it matter? Do something. Improve this world. Help others. Change someone's life. Change other people's lives. Even if it's just donating to charity. Do something to make this world a better place while you're here. All men must serve. Valor doharis. All men must serve. So please don't serve mammon. Please don't serve this world, this, consumeristic society. Just spend your money, live the good life, drinking and partying and, or living with a bunch of cats and whatever your fucking pleasure is, man. People are weird. I don't even want to talk about it. But even if you're not religious, just go do something. Just go do. Make the world a better place. Leave the world better than you left it. It's like a campsite. The world's like a campsite, man. Just like leave the campsite better than you entered it. If you walk into a campsite, it's a shit show. Then clean it up, you make it good, and you leave it better for the next camper. Or if it was pristine when you walked in, leave it pristine when you walked out. Same with your life. If you came from a shitty home, shitty parents, raise your kids better. If you came from a shitty home and you didn't have kids because whatever, change someone's life. Do something good. And if you're Christian, and there is something, or even if you're not Christian and there is something beyond, in the great beyond, you better watch out. But someone's watching. You're being judged. Your acts, your actions matter. Which is something that, for people like myself, is always a check. It's always something we have to work out, as Peter's... Was it Peter? I think it was Paul. But we have to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. But, regardless, the fact is, this life is struggle. Valor morghulis, valor doharis. You will die. All men must die. All men must serve. And to that effect, you will die. Who will you serve? What difference will you make in this world? If you serve him, if you serve the Father, you better be making a difference before you die. And if you don't, who are you serving? You better be doing something to make this world a better place. So we all are in this together. While we are alive, we're on this ride together. The best we can do is leave something better for others, even if that requires suffering of ourselves. And to that, I'll end you with a quote from JFK. Pray not for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be Better man.